At this point, I think you're just a stand-in for anything left of the haters. They can never hide it for long when you engage them. Yeah. I genuinely believe if you ask those people what they hate about you, they wouldn't know what to say. No, they have takes. Of course they have takes. I'll tell you what it is. They say, he bought a house. He doesn't live his values. He's a socialist, but a hypocrite. They'll say he bought a fucking car. He always flexes his wealth. Or they'll say he always LARPs as a poor person that's living on living that's living within his means in the same way that he's living like a rugged Spartan lifestyle. Both of those at the same time. Socialism is when poor, and also I'm both flexing my wealth, but also simultaneously LARPing as a poor person. They say I never do charity, or when I do charity, I'm actually doing charity for clout. They say that all matter of charity I engage in is clout or even fraudulent, while also simultaneously maintaining the position that I actually never do charity ever. Mr. Beast does all the charity. Hasan does none of the charity. They say I hate Mr. Beast, which I don't, which is also a really funny one, especially because I know him personally. What else? They'll say I am a bro. I'm too much of a bro. It sucks so much that literally all communities I like except this one despise Hasan and Hasanabi heads. Yeah. They say I don't react hard enough, or I react too much with too much pausing and extending the clips. But also another very common one is that I don't react at all. I play a video and I move away. I move away and just like play the fucking video clip through and through. I do it deliberately to steal from small content creators who absolutely despise it, even though that is not the case at all. I only react to, for the most part, friends who love that shit, who love that I react to them. Every single content creator pretty much that I've ever reacted to has said how much they appreciate it. What else? Yeah, every large streamer sells merch, but when you do, we have dumbasses in the chat going, where are the profits from your merch going? Exactly, that too. When I do merchandise, even if it's like ethically sourced, that to the best of my ability, that is considered to be unacceptable. People think I run the most amount of ads, even though I run, out of all the top content creators, the least amount of ads. The reality is that things I do, if any other person did, they would never get hate for it. There's no world in which people will be like, oh, another like rich influencer bought like a car. You know what I mean? But not everyone has to like you. No, I understand that. And by the way, Hasan, always Hasan. And Twitter turf shit on me for going to a brothel one time 10 years ago who got raided for tax evasion, and then they lie and say that brothel was raided for like sex trafficking or even child sex trafficking, which immediately gives the game away that they do not care about these serious matters. People will always, depending on where they're coming from, they'll always say, I deny the Armenian genocide. I have never denied the Armenian genocide. I traveled to fucking Japan with my friends, and they said I did it as a sex pest, which, insane. Brother, you will be critiqued regardless because motherfuckers are stupid. None of these are actually valid critiques. You understand that, right? There's just slander. There's nothing else I can do other than that. The brothel, by the way, that I attended was still in operation, was not only cleared of tax evasion and the fraud that they suspected, but the brothel also successfully sued the state of Berlin for, I believe, $100,000. And that lawsuit just came down, I think, like a couple months ago. And yet TERF still used that, Swerve still used that. People say I'm transphobic. That's another one. When I have probably the largest community of trans folks online. I don't mind people not liking me. I mean, I don't like it. I wish people were, more charitable to what I have to say, because it really does undercut a lot of what I try to do, which demands charitability. I'm explaining the world from a perspective that a lot of people are unfamiliar with. So of course I need some level of charitability, but of course that charitability has been erased from the minds of many people who have only heard about me through these clips. So unfortunately, that is really, really hard. It's not going to happen, and that's why I'm upset about it. But not people not liking me is not necessarily my main problem. I'm human. I wish everyone would like me. Obviously, that's a very human thing, I think. But the real problem is when people just lie. Another thing that people lie about is that I am pro-Russia, have always been pro-Russia, even a Russian agent. In a lot of instances, they bring this up. They say that I was like advocating for the invasion of Ukraine or some crazy shit, even though, once again, not only did I immediately apologize and acknowledge that I was wrong, my analysis was sound, and also simultaneously raised a lot of money for Ukrainian relief, but they will never say that. They will never admit that part. But that comes along with being popular. That is the unfortunate circumstance of just being popular in general. Anyone who is like very popular is going to have a lot of people that are engaging in like bad faith criticisms. People will say I'm racist. That's another one. They'll say I'm anti-black, which I think is brain dead and really stupid. But it doesn't matter because you said the largest community of transphobes instead of trans people. Wait, I said I have the largest community of transphobes. No, I have the largest community of trans people. Oops. It's the Alex Jones shuffle. If he says globalists will attack, and they do, he was right. If they don't, and he and his audience stop them for the moment, but if the fight goes on, it's always something. Yeah. I'm very charitable towards others, especially those in my community. Another thing, that's another one where if I'm charitable to a content creator because I think that they have done something that's not personally indefensible, and I think people are going out of control, I will defend them, and then people will say I'm clout chasing. If I criticize someone for their actions, usually it's very sound and reasonable criticism. It's very balanced criticism with a level of understanding of why someone in their position would behave this way. Then I'm actually doing that because I am a clout chaser and I'm defending all my friends because I love the clout. Notice how there is one pattern here. And that pattern is that people attack me from both sides of the argument. I'm both simultaneously transphobic or too pro-trans in the same way that I'm like morally degenerate or whatever. And that's it, because I think ultimately I rub people the wrong way because I'm talking about a lot of emotionally charged issues that pertain to everyday existence. And when people are, instead of coming at it in a charitable way to try to understand my perspective, especially if it's heated and I yell at them and I say some very cutting things about them, especially if I'm in a bad mood too, and then ban them, they become a lifelong hater. So, it is what it is, and that is an unfortunate byproduct. I have created a lot of villains in this chat. I should probably conduct myself a little bit less mean-spirited, even when I'm defending marginalized communities. But it is, yes, as Magic's Wizard posted correctly. Dude, I listen to these motherfuckers all the time in other discords when they learn I'm a Hasanabi head. With personal experience with most people, it's just cognitive dissonance to hate on someone they just don't like. Exactly. Ultimately, it is just, I don't like this person, but I need to moralize my content consumption. I can't just say I don't like this person and move on. It's that I have to have a valid reason for it, which is why he's bad. He is ontologically evil. He's not just bad. That's it. I understand them for being angry. It is at the heart of my commentary. You are trying to intellectualize your vibes. Ultimately, you are trying to do everything you can to basically, you know, create a place where like you are right for hating on me, and it's not just like I don't like his vibes. I met a German watcher that doesn't like you for absolutely no reason. Yeah, that's always shocking to me because like German and my politics are very similar. I think one of the worst things I could have ever done. I think one of the worst things I could have ever done in my entire career was ever openly state that I am anti-capitalist. If I had said I'm a capitalist, but like slowly but subtly always talked about anti-capitalist concepts, no matter what, I think that I would have had a significantly better time. Because the reality is there are a lot of people who are even, you know, who even say capitalism is great, but then routinely say a lot of base shit, right? About how there's a lot of corruption within capitalism, things like that. Those people get celebrated by the very same people that turn around and criticize me for similar boundaries. The greatest example I can point to is Markiplier. Markiplier seems like a very good guy. Markiplier seems like a very good guy. People routinely, when I had longer hair, would say, leftists on Twitter would routinely say that I am evil Markiplier. Markiplier is me if I had good politics. And it was really interesting because like, as far as, you know, Markiplier has never talked about politics, and he doesn't cover any of that stuff. He just plays video games, and he has a wonderful voice, right? But people were saying that he is, you know, a nice person because he's done like a lot of charity and stuff. And that is that's it. Like if I had never talked about what my personal politics are and just covered it from the perspective of, you know, covered politics from the perspective of like someone who's like, yeah, I exist in capitalism, I like it, all that kind of thing, while simultaneously telling you that like it's still kind of fucked up and corrupt and bad, you would go, oh, maybe he's based. You know, if I created the notion of being apolitical, if I was in the business of doing that, then people would like it more. It's like content creators doing a face reveal. Before they do a face reveal, they can create this mysterious persona, and you associate whatever you want. In your mind, you're always going to be able to find something that is always going to be better than what the reality is, right? You're going to make up thousands of different things up in your mind. It's the same as that. You give too much attention to the haters and gray names. That's why they keep doing this. Every time you have this discussion, you talk about it for 20 to 60 minutes straight. It just fuels fire for these psycho haters. I agree. But sometimes it's important, for me at least, to like correct the record a little bit and have people understand. Every now and then I'm going to do that. Yeah, this is it. This is at the heart of everything. When the random e-celeb you dislike for being dumb and annoying and unfunny is finally added for a legitimate reason to dislike them, but if you can't come up with a legitimate reason, you have to make up legitimate reasons. And like we talked about yesterday, you know, if you're constantly around fires, you're either an arsonist or a firefighter, right? And a lot of people have chosen to say that I'm the arsonist. And, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. They constantly see me around the vicinity of fire, and they say, that guy, that's a bad guy. He's doing the fire. He's the one who's responsible. I see him around all the time. That's why I always say a lot of people say like, oh, he's such a drama farmer. He's such a drama farmer, which I find really interesting because like these are the same people who, you know, love Moist Critical. They love Ludwig. They love all these other commentary people. They love XQC. We all cover the same exact stories. Oftentimes, we cover the same exact stories from a rather similar perspective, as a matter of fact. But the only reason why I draw ire from a lot of people when others are praised for their take is because they're not even expected to have good takes in certain circumstances. And it's just vibes based. I'm not a drama farmer. I am a drama farm. Yeah, that's even better. That's true. My Chapo friends know nothing about you yet hate you. That's pretty funny. Again, another instance where like the actual content creators that they watch and love, right, are friends of mine that I've known for years, people I've had in my house, people that have met my dad, right? But the fan base is like, fuck that guy. I hate him. You know? That's the hilarious part about this. If there was anything, and I mean it, if there's anything I could have changed in my career, I probably never would have. Socialist with a mansion, drama farmer. That's a definitive argument. Yeah, exactly. I would have never. I probably never would have explained my like true political perspective. I would have danced around it always. And the second thing is, I would have never. I should have never, ever, ever thought I could correct the record and try to take seriously people who were engaging in bad faith critiques, thinking that they were engaging in good faith criticisms, and like try to correct the record that way. That's it. That's pretty much it. It's so funny when I mention that these people are friends with you, but not good enough for the fan base. They have nothing to say after that. Yeah. Seeking validation from strangers will never lead to happiness. I know, but what you fail to recognize is for what I'm doing to work effectively, people need to, at the very least, they don't need to like me. They don't need to hate me. They don't need to love me. But they, at the very least, need to come here and be like, you know what? I'm going to listen to what he has to say in good faith. You get it? Because not everyone is always going to agree with every single thing I say, right? But when someone is already geared towards, geared against being charitable towards what I have to say, they're going to turn around and use any kind of division from what I say and what I think. And they're going to run with that and be like, this is why I fucking hate that guy. Anyway, let's watch. This is me getting snapped. I'm trying to get this. I am trying to get these photos, man. I'm trying to get these fucking photos. Oh, these photos are gonna be fire. I see Cutie posting. Where's my fucking phone? Hold on. Oh, Cutie responded to me. Oh, I got the link. Oh shit, I can post now. Have you seen this? This is actually hilarious. Although the double down is an affront to God. Oh, the double down ad, it was really funny. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Maybe. I think it, yeah, it did. It did. Jake got his? What do you mean? Oh yeah, we're gonna watch that now. First we'll look at the Oscars, Inside Hollywood's Biggest Night, but it's like kind of mid. There's like not really a lot going on. There's not really a lot going on in that in the Oscars except for the fact that Jimmy Kimmel stole my fit. I have to pee.